Here we go. Now you're recorded. So let's keep saying hello, who's here. And if you want to be on the recording, which would be wonderful, you know, as a memory, you can say your name and where you are again, or you don't have to. I'm Marjo-Riikka from Finland, now in Los Angeles.
Arlene?
Yes, good. Arlene East from Portland.
And I'm Ty from Los Angeles.
See?
Kathy Madden, Seattle.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Chris from Italy.
Barbara Kite from Portland, Oregon. Barbara Kite, hi.
Hi, Ellen from LA.
Hi, I'm Chiara from Rome.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm here with my daughter Valia, and we're in Connecticut in the United States.
Hi, I'm Ann Brady from Binghamton, New York.
Hi, I'm Anne from Finland, and I'm now in Brussels.
Oh, okay.
Hello, I'm Alex from Italy.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, I'm Teresa from Italy, from Rome.
Hi, I'm Sana from Helsinki, Finland.
Oh, hello.
If you haven't introduced yourself yet, if you want to, we have a little time for it today. We've never done this before. It's always been in the chat window, and today we have less people, at least at the moment. So I wanted to have a chance. If you spoke together at the same time with someone else, you can go again. I kind of love having the opportunity to, oops. It feels like somebody to go on my Zoom hosting. I wonder how that is even possible.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody was sharing a screen or something. That might have happened accidentally. How exciting. I hope it wasn't anything personal. It's in the recording now. Okay.
Hi,
Sorry. So I am Amparo. I live in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, but I'm naturally Spanish. Hello for everybody.
Hola.
Hola.
Hi, I'm Dominika, and I'm in Poland.
O, jak się czujesz?
Dobrze, dziękuję.
Dobrze, dobrze, bardzo ładnie. Ładnie wyglądasz.
Dziękuję.
Proszę bardzo.
Hi, I'm Cristina from Madrid. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hola.
Hello, I'm Elise from Los Angeles.
Hello, Elise from Los Angeles.
Hi, I'm Makela. I'm from New York.
I'm going to take over the conversation for a second. Our teacher is having difficult, our other teacher, Jörg, who's teaching today, has trouble getting in. So why don't you guys have a wonderful meeting of each other for 2 minutes while I make sure that our teacher, Jörg, can also get in, okay?
Gdzie jest ta polska dziewczynka?
Tu jest.
Polish. Aha!
Now I can hear.
How can we talk to each other individually and not try to take over the whole thing?
Chat. Through chat, we can write.
Chat.
Yeah.
Chat. 1, chat 2. Okay. Too much information. Chat. Okay. Chat from Denmark. Does the Polish girl know how to chat just with me, Barbara?
Yeah, I just did it. I just text you here.
So just you and I.
Yeah.
We're not bothering anybody else.
No, you are bothering me,
It's
Barbara.
written privately.
Arlene, I bother you all the time.
Right.
I just want to know how long the Polish girl's been studying acting and where in Poland.
Oh, I graduated from National Academy of Dramatic Arts in Krakow last year.
Oh, Krakow, okay.
Yeah,
And,
but I
and it,
did some workshops with Michael Chekhov people all around the world. Yeah.
and it's Michael Chekhov mostly, right?
Well, in Krakow, no, not at all. That's why I've been
Stanislavski?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. And that's where you live in Krakow?
No, I'm in Warsaw.
Warszawa, okay. My mother was born in Mokra.
Where is it?
Near Częstochowa.
Okay, I know.
On the border. Anyway, I will shut up because I don't know how to do this just you and me chat, and I don't want to take over. I mean, I do, but I won't. Dziękuję.
Proszę bardzo.
Jessica Cerullo. Hi, it's Ellen from Misha last year.
Hi, it's nice to see you.
Hi, good to see you. I left you a note. I was wondering if Misha was happening this year. Do you know yet?
Oh, yeah. So Ellen and I know each other from a Chekhov group called Misha, and we, like probably so many people, were planning to come together in June. And we very likely will not be doing what we planned, which was to have an international gathering with 80 people in Connecticut the last 2 weeks of June. But we haven't made an announcement yet because we're taking the month of April to figure out what we will do. And so, I mean, I'm here today for so many reasons, but one of them is to just see, you know, how are we Chekhov people connecting? Because it feels, to me anyway, really necessary to keep engaging this work. And we don't know, people seem to want to be doing it and needing it in these moments of heaviness and lightness. Anyway, so I don't know how to answer your question, Ellen, except to say we are taking the month of April to be creative and to think of how we can get together, probably in an online form, or maybe, I don't know, new ideas are coming every day. But by April 30th, we'll make some kind of announcement. Did you register for the workshop?
No, I didn't yet because I had 2 other trips I was going to take this year that both got canceled.
Yeah.
So I couldn't afford 3, but now who knows?
Yeah,
Valia,
these are all actors and artists from all over the world who are meeting together.
Hi.
So while you're painting your picture here, I'll be at this meeting. Anybody else here have young children and trying to do this? Yeah, holy. Oh my God, love to you all.
No.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Marjo-Riikka, you're muted.
Oh, I was asking if everybody could mute yourself or help me out figure out how to mute everyone for a second. Okay, lovely. So I'm learning all the time how to do this, and I've been really kind of controlling the environment this far, muting everybody in the beginning, and we haven't had a lot of group conversations where everybody can take part, and I'm learning still how that can happen so that people can hear each other. In the smaller groups, on other days of teaching, I've been putting people in little breakout rooms where you can meet with, 4 or 5 other actors, and that seems to be working well. We haven't done that on Sundays yet. But whoever there now knows how to mute everyone. I cannot find the button here right now, so somebody have this information they could give me.
Eureka, it's Becca. Hey, if you go to participants, I'm wondering if you have as the
Got it.
host.
I found it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. So I really want you to know that I want to hear from everybody. And I'm figuring out that maybe one of the Sundays will be one of those where we might do less Chekhov technique and we might just actually spend all the time meeting. There might be that Sunday because I sort of really didn't like the feeling when I cut off anybody from speaking. At the same time, I'm holding space for all of you, you know, and on our meeting together. So perhaps there will be one day where we just meet without anything else and people can tell their stories, because I think that's right now really worthy. It would be just a different way of meeting. But that's kind of in the back of my mind, in my pockets to come. So today is Jörg, are you here? Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful, thank you. Because I had this. Good. Will you help me pronounce your name?
In German, it's Jörg.
Yeah.
Jörg Andres.
Yes.
And in Irish, they say York.
York. Yeah.
So, and I took that Jörg with it, how they wrote it on the credit card.
Yes.
The transcription.
I'm so glad you're here now. So I might, like I do the many names, I might completely mispronounce it. Please forgive me. But Jörg is going to be teaching the later part of today. We spoke yesterday. We have a wonderful plan, and you know you'll get to do exercises with him. Let's say maybe in an hour or hour and a half. I really much look forward to this. Thank you so much for being here. But for the beginning of now, let's start like we often do. So you can find your way either on the floor, where your back space is supported, or you can stay with your chair. You can be standing, any position that's comfortable for you, where you feel supported, physically supported. So your neck can be at ease, your back space is supported. Or you can imagine your backspace being supported if you don't want the actual floor to support it. I'm just arriving to here and now. I have a theme for today, and it is that everything is exactly how it's supposed to be, and everything will go exactly how it's supposed to go. That's my theme for today. And if we get the psychological gesture, we will. And allowing breath, however your breath wants to be, and looking to just connect with your backspace supporting you. You can, if you want, remind yourself that you cannot do wrong. And everything, whatever is living in you right now, is absolutely perfect. I have space for it, I have room for it. See if you could inhale and make space for whatever is living in you right now. So it might mean allow more space for your thoughts. It might mean more space for your emotions and feelings. More space in the center of your chest and your solar plexus. Space and room for all your thoughts, all your feelings, emotions. Allowing anything that is in motion in you to have space and room to move. If you experience will impulses, giving them space to be, move. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you have absolute freedom. I have no authority over your exercise and over your being here. So good. If it's helpful, allow this thought that you cannot do anything wrong. As long as you're keeping yourself physically safe, you cannot do wrong. This is time me and the fellow teachers and fellow participants are holding space for you to come together or to have an experience together. If any kind of sound or noise wants to come out of you with your inhales or exhales, allowing your breath, allowing sounds, not to force them, just allow them. And I invite the thought that we have all the time in the world right now. Keep breathing. And because all acting techniques always talk about truth, I suggest, and I have no authority over your experience, you can be wherever you are, however you like. If it seems possible, go towards your truth, whatever it might be right now. Look to accept it as much as it's possible for you. So I love a lot of different ways of experiencing your truth. We could give a lot of titles to it, but right now the words are not even as important. It might be a sensation in your body. You might feel heavy or you might feel light. It's one way of talking about your truth. You might feel expanded or contracted. Might be a color or image attached to your truth. Look to go towards your truth and honor your truth. You might have thoughts about it, but be most interested what's happening in the truth in the center of your chest, physically and energetically. Inhaling, allowing the truth to become richer, more alive. And exhaling your truth out, giving it voice. And of course, because I'm talking, I'm taking you back into your sort of intellect, perhaps a little bit. So allowing yourself to be in your truth with your whole being, which includes thoughts for sure. Might include sensations, emotions, might include will impulses. Allowing all of it to be exactly how it is. Your truth might be sort of like a little shy, or it might be really screaming at you right now. So in any way your truth wants to appear, see if you could honor it and have compassion towards it. Whatever that means to you. And I'm repeating some of the things from the previous weeks. And you can do, if you want to take your practice somewhere else, you have absolute freedom. I wish to have no authority over your creativity or your participation. So as long as you're muted, you can pretty much do anything you want. So while I suggest things, it's not an authoritative, it's not a demand, it's a suggestion. So now I suggest that you look to connect with something or someone you feel gratitude about. So connect to something or someone you are grateful for. Whatever that means to you. It could be a thought, it could be a sensation. Perhaps with an inhale, you can inhale in gratitude. Let it permeate your whole being as much as it wants to. And exhale, maybe there's more around you. Thank you for allowing breath through your mouth as well. It might be helpful if you sometimes inhale, like we went to the realm of beauty. You could also inhale beauty. Let it permeate your whole being. Exhale beauty. There's more inside of you and around you, permeating your whole being. And you don't have to go writing down anything. I'm going to continue the class. You can let all this linger in you as long as it wants to. Allow your energetic body to pull or help your physical body to come back into seated position, perhaps in front of your computer, unless you're already there. Take your time, there's no rush. I know I emailed to everybody that will be working on psychological gesture, and we might get there. But I also, before we go into any kind of intellectualization of psychological gesture, I think that I thought about it a lot yesterday, and I first of all want to thank everybody for your feedback. It was very helpful to learn about your experience with this work, with these meetings. And just, I didn't get to email you back, but I thank you for your feedback. I read it all. I'm online a lot teaching right now, so that's why I am not taking time to answer all the emails. But I want to say thank you for your feedback. I hear it, and I will take it into consideration. And there's a lot of people who agree about what was their favorite things. And then there are groups of people. Some people like the moving around that we've been doing a lot. Some people really like talking about the technique. And some people like witnessing the individual work. So it's good. It sounds like there's room for all of it. Today, I want to keep you a little bit more in this bigger group. And I wrote down some things. But the first homework that I'd like to give for everybody, if you're planning on coming back next week, is that I'd like you to observe what happens when you judge. Just notice when you are judging. Whether it's a judgment of, oh my God, that's the best thing in the world, or like, oh my God, that's really, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now, and we all have a lot of preferences and opinions. But just as an observation, notice when you judge. And observe what happens in your psychophysical being when you judge. Notice what's the sensation or the image that comes with it, and just observe it. And I'm going to take it a little bit further in an exercise where whatever the thought is, the judgmental thought, just notice, okay, here's a thought. Most likely it's a thought first. In most cases, it would be a thought, a judgment of some sort. Then notice how this thought affects your sensations, which might lead into feelings, emotions. And just notice how this process of, I have this thought, this judgment, and it might or might not be a fact, but I have it. It might stir up a strong sensation in me. It might affect my emotional center and my emotional life. It might go or it might hit me into my core, into my will, into my survival center. It might activate my whole being. And notice this in a level of like an acting exercise, because this is an acting class that we are doing. And then, like any truth that arrives for us as thoughts, sensations, the way we experience any emotion is in the body, right? So allowing yourself as much as you feel safe, allowing yourself to experience the sensations that comes with this thought. And then it goes a little bit further, first accepting all that it's happening in your actor's instrument, and then gathering compassion for this experience. Allowing compassion for whatever is living in you right then and there. Just like we do in the beginning, allowing your truth and having compassion for whatever is living in you right now. And then observing whether the sensations are maybe changing, transforming into something else. And then this might be a nanosecond, it might be 3 seconds, it might be 30 seconds, it might be a whole day. That's completely up to you. See what happens if you take a little vacation and little separation, freeing yourself from that judgment as much as is possible. Not to force it, allow it. Go like, okay, what would happen in my psychophysical instrument, in my whole being? For a little moment, I free myself from the responsibility of carrying this thought of this judgment and even carrying the sensations that came with it. Now, do you have any questions about this homework that I assigned? It's of course up to you if you want to do it. I'm going to unmute everyone. Or perhaps let's do this. You have a question? Please unmute yourself. Let's do one at a time.
Marjo-Riikka, I have a question.
Yes.
Maybe we write down this observation, these things we are noticing. It helps if we write it down?
You can do
just...
So any exercise you can do however you want. In this particular way that I suggested, you wouldn't go into writing because you would stay feeling it.
Okay.
You can do it however you want to do. If you find it helpful, anything I suggest, you have the authority to do, make anything of it, create your own little piece of art, right? Always, always. If you get inspired, you go that way, right? And then if you want to try it, instead of going away to write it, to put words to it, to actually experience it. They are just a little bit different ways of approaching the same thing. I say that right now, so much is happening in the world and life seems so unpredictable. And I was thinking about this the other day, like how life collectively seems, a lot of things are so unsure right now and so unpredictable. And then it came to me, that's always been the case. We're just so much more aware of it collectively right now. It's perhaps on those times where there's, war or any kind of catastrophe, we become so much aware of how unpredictable and unsure certain things in life are. But it's always like this, right?
Yes.
Right now, we just collectively are sort of acknowledging it. And the reason I'm not just jumping into psychological gesture today is that I want to honor this and talk about a little bit. And I promise we will, first of all, I want to thank Lisa Dalton, who was teaching last week, a wonderful session on the gesture work. So we will get to it. But I want to take those steps that I think pedagogically make sense for me to teach. And then we have a wonderful list of teachers, wonderful colleagues who have signed up and are making an offering. So grateful for that. We have wonderful people who have promised to teach, and they will get to do their offering. So I have written down some things, but before I go to those, are there any more questions? And did I answer your question, Amparo?
Yes, thank you.
I give up.
Kathleen, go ahead.
Hi, my question is this something we do for the entire week, every day, or one day out of the week, or just do one observation?
I think you get to do it exactly how you want. I suggest you see if you want to do it for the whole week. You will have more experiences, but I also suggest one of the main elements of this exercise would be that if you end up judging yourself, you would go through those steps of accepting, finding compassion, and freeing yourself from the judgment as much as possible. That would be perhaps the biggest part of the exercise. It's not even about judging others, but the self-judgments. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
And that is, you say, take a vacation, freeing yourself from the judgment. And that just seems counterintuitive to me, trying to not have a judgment. Instead, the judgment I have to replace it with something else, with a picture of something else, because trying not to, there is nowhere to go. Do you know what I mean?
I absolutely know what you mean, and I might not have explained myself well, and I'm so grateful that you brought this up. Absolutely. It would be in the part of accepting it fully, feeling it fully, finding compassion for it. This is where you really hear it. So this is, of course, coming from a place of me believing, and I'll let you continue, Barbara, very soon, that behind every judgment is a need.
Okay.
And if behind every judgment is a need, if a need is like a little child who says, hear me, hear me, hear me, and we'll never hear him or her or them, that's not going to probably lead anywhere good and healthy. Instead of if we hear, find compassion.
The way to take the vacation from
that comes
yourself,
later.
From that judgment is to fully accept that judgment and go through to the other side.
I think I want to leave freedom for it, but thank you for pointing this out, and I think it will be helpful for everybody. So perhaps me phrasing it into taking a vacation sounds a little bit authoritative. It's like creative mind doesn't like authority. So please don't allow me to have any authority. If taking vacation seems like, well, that's going to be difficult, I don't know how to take a vacation, then don't.
Then what does freeing mean? What does freeing mean? Stepping away from it, going somewhere else, embracing it.
Thank you for asking. It will mean whatever you will find it to mean. Freeing could mean, let me sit with you and listen to you and find, for me, freedom is these elements that we have in the Chekhov technique, which would be feeling of ease, feeling of form, honoring the form of it, allowing it with ease, even especially if it feels uneasy, making it an artistic expression, a fully embodied artistic expression, giving it voice, feeling of beauty, and feeling of the entirety.
I'm going to free myself from you because I've had coffee and I have to go to the bathroom now.
I love that. Any other questions? Or comments?
I do. What was that you just said? Make a full something?
Sorry, go again, please.
You said something like make a full something. I was writing it down.
Oh,
lost it.
full-bodied artistic expression.
Okay, thank you. That was it. Thank you.
I find that that's quite freeing. So if something comes to me, like let's say as a creator, an image keeps appearing. Instead of pushing the image away, there are lots of things we could do with this. We could have a full-bodied expression for it. We could paint it, or we could go like, oh, wow. And what would be a polar opposite of that image? Oh, wow. So it's like, there's so many ways to go about this. And I invite you to explore how you would like to go with it. I'm suggesting, I'm going a little bit further with this because I have heard at least some of you in the work together. And sometimes we have images that are really not pleasurable and they're too hard and too harsh to carry. So there is also a practice of transforming an image, saying like, okay, would you please, I'll put you up back into imagination planet right now, because right now I don't have capacity to be with you. I'll hear you later, or I've heard you enough for today, and I'll send you back to the imagination. I'd like to observe what would be a polar opposite of that image that I'm having trouble even breathing with. And go like, oh, wow. So if that was heavy, this is light. So I'm now taking, by hearing what Barbara was saying, and by hearing you, Kathleen, your creative mind has so much potential. Just like how we can basically create anything and everything, and we know this as theater practitioners and as actors, that anything we decide to be with and anything we decide to invite becomes an experience. And that's one of the reasons I decided to invite us together, so we can every Sunday have a suggestion what we want to invite into our lives right now. That doesn't mean blocking away realities of anything that's happening in the world, but it's allowing perhaps more compassion and capacity to be with everything and deciding what images we are feeding at what time. Any other questions about the judgment exercise? Okay. I have another exercise, and today is a lot of exercises. I noticed that we are not moving yet. Jörg is going to move with you, I think, so I'm spending a little bit more time talking. This other exercise is that you don't ever have to do it, but if you'd like to, I suggest that we go back into the gratitude, but I'd like to celebrate teachers today. Surely I want to celebrate the nurses and doctors and everybody in the world, but for a little moment, I'd like to celebrate teachers. So perhaps connect to an image or memory or thought or make up a teacher in your imagination that you feel grateful for or gratitude about. And I suggest the homework. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but that after our session today, you might send your teacher, somebody who has affected your life somehow, a little message saying, hey, thank you for this work. We have a lot of teachers here today. And all I can say is that I don't think any teacher ever does their job to get the thank you. I don't think we choose to be teachers for this reason. However, I know that anytime I see my students succeed or have a life or a career transforming moment, or just have a moment of life, and anytime my student takes the time in their life to actually let me know about it and say like, thank you for being part of my journey, or whatever that little moment of connection, I feel so grateful and I get so much more gas to keep going and keep teaching. That it might be the case for your teachers as well. So just know that we all have so much power, and maybe I'll open it. You can thank anyone in your life, of course. But right now I wanted to celebrate the teachers, and I would like to have your little moment to connect to this and maybe write down so you don't forget. And I wanted to thank all the teachers that I have had, and actually say some of it out loud. So I want to thank all my actors first for being here. And then I'm gonna read my thank you list, and then maybe one week we'll see, but you at least send yours to your people. And I don't want to take the whole session for thanking, so it's a limited list. I want to have a special thanks for Sarah Kane and Andre Malav Babel, Johnny Merlin, and Mala Powers. And Seppo Rintamäki, for my experience of the Chekhov technique is that it really changed my life, saved my life in so many ways. And then I want to thank everybody that I have met through Michael Chekhov Association and this Global Chekhov Initiative. I thank Lisa Dalton for the wonderful class last week. I want to thank Dawn Arnold and Bethany Caput and Jessica Cerullo for upcoming, and Rina Polly from upcoming sessions. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your names. And I want to thank Jörg for today's session that's going to happen soon. And then I want to thank Elina Nihtila, Hanno-Pekka Björkman, and Christian Smets for bringing the Chekhov technique to the National Academy in Finland, where all the students get to experience it. And thanks, Mom and Dad. And thank you, all of you, for being here. And Barbara Kite and everybody. I'm sorry, I'm leaving out names because otherwise this whole session is going to be about me thanking. So thank you, everybody who's here right now. So those are the homeworks. Any questions about this? So now we'll go a little bit back into acting. So you can be in these sessions however you want. You can be here basically for taking care of your psychophysical instrument. Or you could be here just to the academics of the technique and writing down things. You can use these sessions however it's good for you. You could spend these weeks at home really fine-tuning your actor's instrument. And if you are an actor who's actively having an acting career or approaching having one, I really suggest that you will take this time to absolutely develop and fine-tune your instrument, your actor's whole being, through all these exercises that we are doing. So that when the business, there are still auditions going, and there will be more of them at some point again, so that you're in a very good place when that starts happening again. Right now, I'd like you to look at anybody on your screen, and we're going to do a little exercise. So you get to connect to whoever you want to connect on your screen when you are in the. If everybody is in the way you see little boxes, this person might not. We cannot look each other in the eyes, anyways, right? So pick somebody you want to connect with, and imagine that you can reach energetically towards them. You can gently even pull them towards you and be with them with your whole being. And we even have a little bit text today. And the first piece of text, you'll just say it, mute it, but we'll hear you, is I will help you. Allowing any kind of energetic gesture. If you want to physicalize it, you can, but allowing an energetic gesture of whatever wants to happen in you energetically with these words. If you allow the words and your energetic body and perhaps even your physical body to be in harmony with the words, however, whatever they means to you. I will help you. I notice that I have this sensation rising from my heart, reaching out, and I have a little lifting and embracing happening in me. Whatever happens in you is absolutely perfect. I will help you. Any language you want to say it. I think we'll be learning a lot about how to help each other in these weeks to come and months to come. And let's see if we can inhale ease, feeling of ease, lightness and ease. And letting that permeate our whole being, and then going back into whether it's a reach or whether it's an embrace or a gentle lifting. And see if your neck can be free, heart can be soft and open, and will can be strong, supported. I will help you. Beautiful. And you can let that linger. However, your energetic arms could stay around the whole world as long as they want to. Or your reach, or whatever you were doing, or you're lifting, or good. Now, in a way, that most likely was a psychological gesture. Now I'd like to go to a different piece of text, which would be, you will help me. And I suggest that this would be more of a receiving and surrendering and giving into being done to by the world or by the fellow people in this meeting or by anyone you want to imagine. You will help me. So perhaps, and you experience whatever you want to experience. For me, it feels like the life will carry, or fellow people will lift me up or hold me or embrace me. You will help me. So I'm receiving, surrendering to being helped, inhaling, allowing. You will help me. For me, this is more vulnerable. I don't know how it is for you. Allow it to be whatever it is. You will help me. There are things that might be helpful if things get a little bit stirred up. You can imagine safety on your backspace. You can even place safety images, just an atmosphere of safety on your backspace, the space in front of you, space on your right and left and up and down. Inhaling whatever word brings you safety atmosphere. You will help me. Perhaps expanding with it. Perhaps allowing the world to carry, lift, embrace. But these are only suggestions. I have no authority. You do whatever you want. You will help me. Just listening. If it was a psychological gesture coming from the world or fellow player here, you will help me. What would you experience that would be helpful for you? So now you have a freedom with your imagination to imagine any kind of gesture coming towards you that you would find helpful. You will help me. And allow it to linger however it wants to. And then this is the last piece of text for this exercise, which would be we. We is the meaning us, you and me. We. Experience what that means for you on the level of atmosphere or gesture. Is it that you're going towards or pulling towards, being together or merging? We. It could be any of those things. We. I might go towards you, you might come towards we, or we might just find a way to coexist in a creative space. We are right now is we are in this together. And you can taste those words. We are in this together, and just allow your energetic and physical body to experience this. We are in this together. You can allow your body to move if it wants to, or you can be physically still and energetically in this movement of life. We are in this together. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we're gonna go, let's do this. If you need a little bathroom break, I'd like to let's take 10 minutes off now, a little freedom. I will stay here, I'll just use the restroom, take some tea. We can chat and talk, and then, but if you need to take a complete break, take it now. And we'll return. I will talk a little bit about psychological gesture when we get back. And then I'm gonna actually, Jörg, you will get to go to your thing, but maybe like in half an hour or so. How does that sound?
Yeah, why not? But then we will have another short break before.
Of course, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
How do I get to see everybody on my screen? Everybody. Because I just get with the little blue circles, I get to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You can pick, I think somebody might be smarter with this, but you have a different views. You can pick how many participants in your Zoom settings. You can pick how many people you want to see on one go. It would be, would be somewhere there.
For me, it's the top right corner. You should see speaker view, and you should be able to get a gallery view of everyone on the top right corner.
And
show small active speaker video? No.
In the gallery view, you have to go back into your Zoom settings in the Zoom, and then you can pick how many people you get in your gallery view.
Okay, not that smart. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not very Zoom savvy either. If anybody has more advice for Barbara, please.
That's okay.
Feel free. What I have is 2 different pages. I can go back and forth, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 30 people in each screen that I can see. So
I love that. I would love that.
If you go all the way to your Zoom account, I think it's there. You gotta go like all the way back there.
I don't know how to do that either, but it's okay. It's all right. I'll be fine. I'll learn next time.
Those who decided to stay here and didn't go on a break, feel free if you want to share about or ask about any of the exercises we've been doing right now. I noticed, Alice, thank you for last week and sharing. And I know Rebecca is here. We're working on a character. We spoke yesterday. We might go to this exercise. Rebecca, are you somewhere here? I think you are. Yes, you are there. Okay, she might have gone to the right break. Yeah.
Marjo, hi. I have a question, about the psychological gesture, because it's kind of new to me, but you said last time that the psychological gesture is done energetically, right? So that means we don't do anything physically with the psychological gesture?
I think the question last week might have been, how do I use it in a close-up, right?
No, it was more just how is it manifest, maybe just used generally.
Okay. That would be a long answer, because you can use it. So Mr. Chekhov has, in the To the Actor, in the Finnish and Russian version, and then there's I'm just telling you where you can also read about it, is more information than into the on the technique of acting, but then Andre Mala at Babel has translated a section. So if you have a newer book on to the actor, the very, very back of that book, there is all these different ways that he suggested that you can use the psychological gesture. Mm-hmm. What I meant last week when I said that it's an energetic movement is that it could, in the end of it, in your performance, it might be that it's only an energetic movement. However, when we rehearse and harness it and rehearse them, that we're very much using our physical body as well. We are actually, the energetic body and the physical body are moving together. Mm-hmm. In the performance, we might see some movement in the body, but it might be a lot of veiled. The physical movement might be a lot of veiled and the energetic movement there. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll check out the book.
Did you see Lisa's class in it last week?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, wonderful. And then
great.
Did you notice that Lisa also did a little recording about the questions afterwards?
No, I didn't read that yet, but I will check it out.
So it's also on the YouTube channel. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely
look at that. She gave more information, and she has a lot of videos on her own channel as well about it.
Oh, okay.
And
that's
Misha, the Michael Chekhov Association, has all these wonderful series that you can stream online. And John and Merlin has a whole session on psychological gesture.
Oh, okay. That's great.
On Michael
so
Chekhov
I just go to the Misha website and I can find it there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes. And I have, most likely next week, I will teach it, because we have no guest teachers next week. So next week, I will start teaching the psychological gesture from a place of how I would start it in my classes. So I will go step 1 and step 2. But the reason I'm not doing it today is that I'd like you to do psychophysical exercises that are going to help you in understanding the psychological gesture. Mm-hmm. And that means if we do not understand what we mean by life body or inner body or energetic body or the artistic body, the psychological gesture remains still like an intellectual thing. It is in the experiencing of movement of your physical and energetic body together that we start having the ability to understand the psychological gesture and applying it.
Right.
That's the reason that I suggest that we will do exercises. There's so many exercises in the Chekhov technique to develop the actor's body, to be free and able to express all our artistic impulses. Mm-hmm. And that is the training. The training is really truly go through these exercises and develop this actor's instrument that's able. Right. And I'd like to spend at least a week more to doing the very fundamental exercises on, what we've done in the weeks prior, expansion, contraction, these kind of things. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Great. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you. Did I answer your question?
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
And I know there are so many Chekhov teachers here. They're probably like, I want to say something to this. And they will have a chance for sure. I know there's so much knowledge and so much to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Oh, and Karen, I sent a link. I'm blabbering about the psychological gesture on YouTube as well. A little bit. There's a little video.
Okay.
That I shot on the floor of the summer house in Finland like some years ago. So there's some information there too. And there's so many resources online. Michael Chekhov Association has them. There's Lisa Delton's videos. So look for all of those and then we'll continue from there. Next week, we're gonna take the baby steps.
Sounds great. I have a lot of work cut out for me, I see. Thank you so much.
I really believe in taking things a little bit slowly to really have the experience. It's wonderful to understand them intellectually, and yet our job as actors is to experience things. And then, of course, all those will integrate, like you understand it in your body, in your energy body, in your whole being, and then we can start applying it and it becomes a thing that happens.
Yes, I get you. Thank you. So that's awesome. Thanks.
Definitely, yeah. And it is helpful in this thing to allow whatever happens with it to happen, instead of asking, am I doing it or is it right or wrong, to say, I am doing something. There's an experience here. Anybody else want to ask or say anything? We're on a break right now, so there's room for it.
Yeah, I would like to about the judgment and all that.
Your voice is breaking, at least for me. Eric, can you go again? Eric.
Okay. You talk about your judgment and what you said before. Are you hearing me? Yes, hope so. So when you're doing like psychological gesture or something like that, so it's like you don't like think that it has to be something. It's just, it is what it is, and you accept it the way it is. What's happening right now? You don't like try to like think that it has to be this or that, or is it? Am I understanding it?
Yes, I'm getting every like 3 seconds the voice breaks down. Would you mind writing the question?
Okay, I'll write it. Yes.
That would be great. I think I heard what you said, but I lost a lot of it. So thank you so much, Eric. Yeah. Anybody else? We're still in the break, so not to worry if you just arrived. We're just talking about the technique.
I just want to say thank you to you, Marjo-Riikka. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is so good and special, and it's really honoring. And I don't know about anybody else, but after these sessions, my room here is like buzzing with a lot of really good energy. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Joanna. And I've asked you to be spotlighted one of the weeks to do exercises. And I've asked the same from Alice and Rebecca and so many actors. And we will have that time. And I just want to feel out when that is. Yeah.
I would just share, I had a discovery which was kind of great, which is that I think normally when I do the Chekhov work or I do any of these kinds of classes and I'm in a studio, I have a kind of concentration that does this. I experience really as kind of gathering and focusing, and because I'm in this almost untenable situation right now. If I have like a husband who's using a blender and a daughter who's trying to get me to taste her milkshake and a dog, there's just not, I had this, I had your voice, Marjo-Riikka, and this wonderful guiding and the person that I chose, but I had this wonderful experience of concentration that was actually moving in this direction, which was pretty new. I mean, in some ways. And so, yeah, so thank you. And also, I'm kind of, I just had to loosen up a bit. I couldn't do it this way. That was definitely not gonna work. So there was this other thing happening. And I'm feeling that in other ways too, with this crisis, virus, crazy upside down world, that I'm just finding new ways to do things that I've habitually done other ways. And it's exciting.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you. I can't say anybody's name today. Jessica. Okay. Jessica, thank you. That's beautiful.
And I want to say,
yeah, go ahead.
I want to say, my house gets blessed with spiritual energy from your class and from Barbara's on Monday night. It just, I'm looking forward to all that intake, that spirit.
Thank you. I am definitely doing this for as much selfish reasons as for loving everyone.
Yeah.
Because this is what we have right now, and it's very meaningful. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, the new part of my brain has been activated completely, I feel like, which is kind of amazing. I wonder, I think people are coming back. So last week, me and Rebecca were talking about working on her character. And I'm gonna do one exercise, Rebecca, if you're here, you could use for your character work. If anyone else here wants to work on a character, you could. If you don't wanna work on a character, this is just an exercise in 6 directions, gearing towards the psychological gesture and all that stuff, but you cannot do this wrong. This exercise is definitely your piece of art. And however it will be is absolutely how it's supposed to be. So for this one, I suggest we get up on our feet, but if you want to do it seated, you can. So you can do it in any kind of bodily form you want. Let me see if I... just allowing breath. Maybe sigh out a little bit, stretch your muscles a little bit. If you want to peel away energetically and physically anything you don't want to hold on to that isn't helpful right now, and bundle it up and lift it back through the ceiling to the imagination planet. There it goes. And peel away any tension you don't want to hold on to. Bundle it up, lift it with lightness and ease. And then from the right hand side of the world, through the palm of your hand, inhale and gather inspiration and feeling of ease. And sprinkle it on top of yourself, bring it in the center of chest, drop it all over your inner and outer body. Just feeling of ease and inspiration, whatever that means to you. It's not a question, am I doing it? Yes, I can move my arm. Then move your left arm, physical and energetic. Inhale, gather inspiration, bring it in the center of your chest, or you can put it inside or outside of your body. Lightness and ease, good. Reach your hands up to the ceiling and beyond, to the planet inspiration. Inhale, gather. Bring inspiration to your energy bodysuit. If it's your first class, you don't have to know what it means. Sprinkle it on you. Let's go to the center of the earth. With that lightness and ease. Gather life force, healthy, earthy energy. Bring it to your lower belly and spread it everywhere. Let's go one more time to the space below. Connect your roots. Inhale, gather inspiration. Good. Let's go to the back space. Lean towards it. Inhale, bring like you would bring a Superman cape or coat on. Inspiration, ease. And then bring it to space in front. And inhale, gather inspiration, maybe from your fellow artists. Good. And let's do one expansion together. However you want to do expansion, you might want to start from the polarity, which is a little bit contracted, and expand from here and open. Or you can gather energy and expand it. Do however you want, with lightness and ease. Do a couple more expansions. Any sound you want to release. Good. Allow your energetic body keep expanding. Notice in your throat gently, your mind might be expanding, the center of the chest is expanding. Maybe your inner organs are gently expanding, pelvic center, thighs, your whole energetic and physical body expanding. Good. And now, this would be the, Rebecca, if you're there, the exercise for your character. And if anybody else is working on a character, maybe you have an audition, because I know that's still happening. If you just want to work on your psychophysical well-being as an artist and human being, I suggest that you can do this exercise for that. Or if you want to work on a character, then you do that. I have no authority. This is your piece of art. Let's cross a threshold in the space where everything is possible. So you can take a step backwards or forwards, wherever you want to go. Cross a threshold to a place where there's infinite amount of possibilities. And in this place, whatever you imagine can be. And then from the center of your artistic self, sprinkle some inspiration and lightness and ease and possibility to the space. The space above you, you can land on the space on the right, space on the left, space above, space below, backspace. You're building yourself this artistic space where possibilities, freedom, feeling of ease, feeling of form, feeling of beauty, and feeling of the entirety. If you want to stay in this place of an artist, you can. If you're working on a character, you could step one more step into that realm of the character. Just visiting, you don't have to know much about the character yet at all. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We'll just see what happens. Or you can stay in that place of an artist, that space. And then I'd like us to allow the right-hand side of the world to be on your focus. So you concentrate, bring your hand to the right-hand side of the world, reach towards it. And just experience what is there on the right-hand side of the world that belongs to experience the right-hand side of the world right now. If you want to be in this artistic exploration of bringing light and ease, compassion to the right-hand side of the world, you can. If in the world of a character, allow whatever is there for the character. If in a place that you want to work on your psychophysical well-being, you could give a light to the right-hand side of the world. And then inhale, receive anything that you need. Anything you need as a human being, or anything you need as an actor to play this character. Inhale. Let it come through the palm of your hand and bring it in your atmosphere, in your energetic being. And that hand has maybe changed. You don't have to know what you brought. Good. And I suggest if you're working on your well-being, when you reach to different directions, give compassion, light, and receive whatever you need. Okay? Let's go to the left-hand side of the world. Reach energetically to the whole left-hand side of the world. Give whatever you want to give there. Offer, send. And then receive what you need. Or receive whatever the actor needs to experience the life of this character. And not to worry if nothing appears to show up. You just actively wait patiently and breathe. And if nothing else happens, you can always choose to inhale beauty. Let it permeate your whole being. You can always go back to that. Good. Then bringing that with you in your energetic being. Let's visit the space above. Inhale, gather. 4. Go to space above. You can reach towards the send. And when you have sent as long as you want, you start receiving whatever you need or whatever the actor needs to transform into the character. Just inhale it, let it come to you. And if I'm going too fast tempo for you, you can always go in your own tempo. And let's visit the space below. So we go down energetically, you can go physically as well. Explore what lives there. And when you want, you receive. And in your own tempo, do the same for the space behind you. If you're working on your well-being with something safe, someone has your back that's safe and good and healthy. You're working on a character to see what appears, the space behind them, backspace. And then bring it with you. And then explore the space in front. Send, give, whatever you're working on. And then when you're ready, you receive. And if you'd like to put your left hand now to all the way to the moment, reach to the moment when you or your character were born. Just reach it easily there, lightness and ease. The moment you or your character were born. And then now I suggest when you reach your hand, your right arm, to the moment where, let's just imagine for the sake of safety, the moment of when your character, you will leave this world as we know it, be somewhere far, far away. It's a thing of imagination because none of us knows. If it's in the script, we will know for the character. Just know where are they between this point of being born and dying. Stretch arms to meet those two. The first breath and the last breath. And then pay attention of your physical body, your torso, is in the now. And inhale this very moment. Between the place of birth, between the place of leaving this world as we know it. And perhaps leave those hands there energetically, but come back into this moment of right now for your character or for your artist. And then release those two connections if you want. Clean them up, bundle it up. And lift it all back to the imagination. Fa. Again, release those connections if you like. Clean it, bundle it up. Fa. And then step away across the threshold, back into your living room or your veranda room or in your kitchen or wherever you are. Come back here. Good. Just feel your physical body, the borders of your physical body. Oh, I'm here. Here I am, physically here. And then find yourself energetically here as well. Let's lift the whole exercise away, just with lightness and ease. Fa. Lift it away. From the room, you lift it away from the room, back to the imagination planet, and then lift yourself up like we do in class. Energetic says lift anything that's staying in your physical body, fine, energetic body, and lift it up. Good. Now, and then you can come back here and let's have 5 minutes. 5 minutes of discussion, then we'll have a break, and then Jörg will start his class. Questions, comments, concerns?
There is, excuse me, there is no discussion here. It is magic. What?
What do you mean? Tell me a little bit more.
Magic. It works. It doesn't matter how it works, what it works, whether it works in weird ways. I got a bicycle on one side and Paris on the other, and it makes no sense, but I make sense out of it. And it works. It works. It works if you leave yourself alone, let yourself, give yourself to go anywhere, there, nothing, something, anything. Cross your eyes, uncross them. It just matters that you are present in that moment, that you are there and you are willing, and something will happen. Anyway, to crazy me, something will always happen. Yeah. Front, back, down, up, left, right. Always. There is always something there in that head for that character. Thank you, magician.
Thank you, Barbara. You just made it happen, right?
I guess.
Yeah, you just did it. You know, I didn't do anything. I mean, I did here.
You told me to do this and that, and I did it, and you know, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I find the biggest help in this, Marjo-Riikka, is that you keep reminding me not to ask if it's happening or how it's supposed to happen. Because I'm doing it, it is happening. And that builds my, it doesn't really build my trust in it happening so much as it dispels my doubt.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. I'm looking, Eric. Okay, so about judgment thing, I thought that when you are doing vision exercise, you don't judge the thing you are experiencing like it should be something and accept sex. And Lisa, yes. Yes. So Eric, do you feel like you got an answer for your question? Okay, got it. Great. Thank you, Lisa. Anything else?
I'll say one more thing. I tell my students, my actors, my whatever, I don't own them, that you never make it happen. Always, always, everything you set up, you allow it to happen to you. If it's not happening, leave it alone. It's nothing. It's not happening. It's nothing. But it always has to happen to you. So you can put something out there and see what happens, but you can't make it happen. You can only wait. So that's what this reminded me of. Thank you.
Thank you. And then yes, exactly. And then we have all these parts of the technique where by allowing it to happen, I read last night, again, Mr. Chekhov's writing about the psychological gesture, and he almost exactly said those words. He said, we must allow, this is a Finnish translation from the Russian one, that we must allow, that when we learn allowing the psychological gesture happen in us, then we can make anything happen. But if there isn't allowing, it's not a thing of like, we can coax and we can learn to ignite our will and the character's will. If there's no allowing and no receiving, we don't allow, first of all, the body to have freedom to receive. Yeah, so in a way, we can make anything happen, but there is this certain amount of allowing that's necessary. Yeah. Great. Thank you, Jessica, so much. Thank you. Oh, Jessica needed to go, but yes, thank you. Let me look at the chat if there's any more questions. If you have a question or something, you can put in the chat right now. Ansi, you have been in my class for the whole last 2 weeks, and we did quite a bit of exercises. We had long days of, I mean, not long, but you know, long enough. Do you want to say anything that comes to your mind about the Chekhov work?
Been doing it for, this is the 4th year now, since we started from the 1st grade with Chekhov technique. And it's been nice to go deeper with that and explore new things and what is resonating in me the most in the different times now after 4 years. And what to say now? I really enjoy it, and it's nice to realize that always something in it inspires you, and to let yourself to get surprised by it. Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you.
And I think I forgot that we had a Finnish TV station here today. Were they here?
Yeah, they were, but just like 12 or 15 minutes in the beginning.
Yeah, and I thought that I would spotlight you, but I sort of like I didn't. I was like, well, they're gonna hang out or not, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That was an impulse I had, but I also wanted to not make the meeting about that. So.
Yeah, and they were just like so little time, so would have maybe been a hassle.
Yeah. The pressure of time is not helpful, I find.
Yeah, exactly.
We have that on film set. We have pressure of time on TV set, but and we can learn how to make room and space with when we are in a rush. But today there wasn't. We weren't making a movie, so I thought they do their job and we'll do this. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wonderful. Lisa. I'm reading the chat. Okay. I have a question for the whole group who's here right now. I've already had the permission for everybody to record. Jörg would be recording his session as well. And I just want to everybody know that he will also be doing a recording. Jörg, can you tell the group, would you be putting it somewhere online, or what are you, like just your intention with the recording? This is going online already, so.
Okay. I first want to have it for myself, and when it is online anyway, then it's also okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Good. So now then, I guess Jörg, do you want to say anything before we go for a break, so that you can, do you want to say anything you want people to do before we go on break?
We will have a short break now, and afterwards we will meet back, and I will shortly give an introducing and then also some thoughts, but maybe you can prepare your space as far as you like, that we do some movement explorations. It is very, very basically, it's very simple. And it is, on the other hand, it has to do with that, what I call the actor relationship to oneself. And the other side is the actor's relationship to the character. Of course, there is then the third thing, the actor's relationship to the world, to the life, and also to her or his colleagues. So this, what I want to do with you, has to do with some very basic psychophysical movement exercises. And maybe, if you like, feel prepared that your space is free, that your clothes are free, that your body is free, and that you have fun to move a little bit.
Great.
After the break.
Wonderful. So we'll be on a break, and if Rebecca Reed, if you're here and you want to tell me, or you can tell me privately later if you discovered anything about the character.
I did.
Do you want to share, or is it something you don't want to share? Because I know it's a project that you're going to shoot later.
If we do work this session, I'm just kind of formulating.
Got it.
It's interesting because with the life and death thing, it kind of I felt it because you know my character is in the afterlife, and suddenly that relationship to myself, Rebecca, and the character just felt very present for me. Not in a scary or sad way, but in a very like, Rebecca, what am I going to do now with my life? Because I don't feel like I've been living this. And my character dies in the point where she doesn't have children. And I want to make sure that that doesn't happen to me. So it's like, I feel very much connected with my character and her needs and wants, and also it made me question what is her faith when she does die. How does she feel about her relationship with God and her relationship to her own faith and people? So all of these questions came up, not in a sad way, but in a way that really made more questions come up, because I've worked on this character for so long now, and I thought I had answered all the questions. But putting myself between birth and death brought other things up.
Wonderful. Rebecca, I hear from your voice that there's a lot living in you right now, and we can talk. I'll call you later today, okay? All right, if you want to. All right.
Very good.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Let's go on a break right now, so then Jörg can have a fresh group of people. Wonderful. How long? 10 minutes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.